Hi friends, this is Mainak Misra and welcome back to my channel. Today I will discuss with you Mstyslav Chernov's 20 days in Mariupol. Mstyslav Chernov's 20 days in Mariupol tells heartbreaking incidents after the Russian invasion of Ukraine in 2022. A war is a crime. It doesn't do any good to anybody. Because of war, numerous people get killed. Our beloved world has been ravaged numerous times by numerous wars. The greed of profit of a few people has resulted in the massacre of numerous innocent civilians. And there is no end to this tragedy. Countless innocent Ukrainians have been undergoing the same tragedy since February 24, 2022, when Russian President Vladimir Putin announced a special military operation on Ukraine. Immediately after this announcement, Russian troops started invading Ukraine from northern, southern, eastern borders. And the complete siege ended on May 20th, 2022, after almost 3 months. Brave Ukrainian journalist Mstyslav Chernov of Associated Press and his colleagues spent 3 weeks in the besieged city of Mariupol and captured the raw footage of enormous human suffering. Even though they captured footage of over 30 hours, they could send only 40 minutes. However, only through this 40-minute footage, they could show the reality to the entire world that Russian troops are attacking innocent Ukrainians. They could escape from Mariupol after 3 weeks with the entire footage of 30 hours without being caught. And that footage was turned into a feature-length documentary film in association with PBS's Frontline. It reflects on the enormous human suffering due to the breakout of an infamous war. The value of human lives seems to be trivial in front of a power-hungry superpower. When director Chernov and his colleagues drive along the empty streets of Mariupol, the entire city remains standstill as a silent spectator awaiting its tragic fate. Director Chernov starts the film with a very strong message that wars don't start with explosions, they start with silence. When President Putin announced on a live telecast a special military operation on Ukraine, he says that Russia doesn't want to occupy Ukrainian territories and impose anything on anyone by force. Their actions are in self-defense against the threats posed to them. Immediately after this announcement, Russian troops start invading Ukraine from northern, southern, eastern borders. And the suffering starts. The residents of Mariupol, they are taking shelters in the basements of large multi-storied buildings. They are in deplorable conditions. They are staying with children, elderly people, pets, without proper food, electricity, gas connection, and drinking water. Hospitals are running out of medicines. An elderly woman comes out of her house and cries profusely that her house could be shelled any time. The director assures and consoles her that Russian troops won't attack innocent civilians. But he was proven wrong immediately when a shell hits the roof of a building, a house nearby. House of an innocent civilian. There are no proper directives to evacuate Mariupol, so people are desperate to leave the city. And at this trying time, they are in no mood to talk to the director. He asks multiple questions, but they can't be blamed because the situation is horrible. So their behaviors can't be blamed for this. Director asks a young girl, "Why are you crying?" And she says that I don't want to die. I want this war ends soon. Still, people of Mariupol are hopeful that everything will pass. This situation will also pass. Their tragedies will come to an end. They're optimistic. A fitness center has been turned into the largest improvised center of the city. 190,000 Russian troops start invading Ukraine. The beautiful port city of Mariupol is now under attack. A very young girl of just 4 years, Evangelina, gets hit by a shell. Her eyes get brutally injured and she dies on the hospital bed despite the tremendous effort by the doctors. Ukrainian troops don't want to relinquish Mariupol just like that. They fiercely fight. But the Russian troops are in large in number. They outnumber Ukrainian forces. So it's very difficult to fight back. But they are fighting anyways. The doctor at the hospital asks Director Chernov that please film all these incidents and show to the world how Russian troops are attacking innocent civilians. Even though many journalists have already fled the city, Director Chernov and his colleagues don't want to flee. They elongate their stay. They don't want to leave the innocent and helpless doctors and civilians. A 16-year-old boy, Ilya, was playing soccer on the school ground and he was hit by a shell. Both of his legs were blown off. He was killed. And the heartbreaking cries of his father are echoed in the surroundings of Mariupol. Another boy who was playing soccer with Ilya was also killed, was injured. His legs need to be amputated. So we don't know, maybe he was killed. That's the situation of everybody. An 18-year-old kid, Kirill, was hit by a shell. His grieving father tries to console his mother. He was also killed. And his mother kisses him for the last time. Before leaving this cruel world, Kirill shakes his hand for the last time. Director Chernov tries whole night to get those images out, but internet doesn't work. He laments on the past, how this country has been through past 8 years. MH17 revolution of dignity, Russian invasion of Donbas, siege of Donetsk airport. Countless people have died. Still they keep filming. The situation remains the same. And propaganda turns everything upside down. A middle-aged woman, Ludmila, cries profusely when Russian troops destroy her house. She asks, where should she go now? What should she do? She has nowhere to go. People start stealing from shops. One lady shop owner says that people have lost their morals even at this trying time. Dangerous situation. One doctor told Director Chernov in the hospital that war is like an X-ray. The inner side of people becomes visible. Good people become better and bad people worse. And that's what's happening. But Ukrainian people still possess the same love for their motherland. They don't want to flee. Majority of them haven't fled. They are still there. One middle-aged lady says that I don't want Russia here. I don't want Mariupol to belong to Russia. I want to live in Ukraine. I don't want Russia anywhere, any bit. That's the sentiment. A mass grave has been digged. Sanitation workers are bringing the dead bodies from the streets and dumping there. Director Chernov recognizes Ilya's body. Russian troops even attack maternity ward. They destroy a maternity ward. Ukrainian soldier Vladimir sends a message to the entire world via director. His appeal to the international community that please help Ukraine. Russian troops are attacking innocent civilians. But Russian ambassador straightway denies any claim. He says everything is a lie and a film shooting was going on with actors and extras. Shameful. A pregnant woman, Irina, dies due to a shell attack along with her unborn baby in her womb. Can you imagine that situation? A big shrapnel is removed from a patient's body. An old man loses his house due to shelling. And for last 4 hours he is roaming around on the streets with his belonging. He has nowhere to go. Russian troops are destroying educational institutions. They are destroying the entire education structure. The biggest university was destroyed. Think about that horrible situation. One woman loses her 7-year-old daughter and 5-year-old son when an incessant shelling fell on her brother's house. But Director Chernov and his colleagues attempt to flee Mariupol without being caught with the entire footage. Because if they are caught, then the Russian troops will make them say that everything was a lie. Everything published was simply a lie. And the world will never know the reality, the atrocities committed by the Russian troops. Everywhere, heartbreaking stories. pathetic situations, and innocent Ukrainians don't know how to get out of all these tragedies. Just imagine, there is no internet connection. Director is staying on the 7th floor of the emergency hospital with his colleagues, and he is not able to send even 40-minute footage. He breaks entire footage into multiple 10-second clips. Internet doesn't work. Only if one or two places it's working. He keeps 3 phones on the windowsill and then sends those images, those clippings to the editor, so that the entire world, we come to know the reality, what's happening there, the enormous suffering of innocent civilians of Ukraine, heartbreaking incidents everywhere in Mariupol and in Ukraine. So please see this documentary and let me know if you have any comment down below. Please support my channel. Press the bell icon so that you do not miss regular updates. Thank you so much. And such a brilliant documentary, but it covers those heartbreaking incidents. Please watch, but I think you won't be able to watch more than once. Pathetic situations. Thank you so much for watching this video. Thank you. Bye.